one is behaviorism and curriculum and psychological foundation of curriculum. So now let's talk about behaviorism and curriculum. Who can read? Class? Anyone?
Behaviorism and curriculum. A
A learning theory that focuses on observable behavior. Learning occurs when behavior changes through experience, practice, and reinforcement, such as rewards or punishment.
So when we say behaviorism and curriculum, it talks about or it focuses on observable behavior. And it states that learning happens when there is a change in behavior. So for behaviorism, nakafocus daw siya guys sa observable behavior. So, when we say observable behavior, ito yung external actions ng isang learner or ng isang student. And nangyayari daw yung learning pag may nababago sa behavior ng isang learner or ng isang bata. So, and also, this idea influence the curriculum because lessons are designed to produce specific and measurable learning outcomes. And teachers use practice, repetitions, rewards, and feedback to help students to learn the correct responses. And in behaviorism and curriculum, we have the psychologists or philosophers. So we have John B. Watson, B.F. Skinner, and Ivan Pavlov. And I believe na topic na to ng Group 3 kasi connected lang yung topic namin. Especially John B. Watson or B.F. Skinner na topic na ng Group 3. So now let's talk about John B. Watson. So as you can see, same lang yung nila, yung explanation nila kasi ano sa palagay nyo, bakit same? Because tama, dahil si John B. Watson ang founder ng behaviorism. He is considered as a founder of behaviorism and he believed that psychology should study observable behavior rather than mental processes. So for him, mas importante daw na pagtuunan ng pansin ng psychology yung behavior ng isang learner or isang student rather than sa nasa utak nila yung mental processes. So that's for John B. Watson. So next is B.F. Skinner. So B.F. Skinner, behavior is shaped by rewards and consequences. So for B.F. Skinner naman, nag-change daw yung behavior ng isang student or learner pag may reinforcement. So, alam nyo ba, class, kung anong reinforcement? So, when we say reinforcement, ito yung, kumbaga, for example, ngayon, yung ginagawa namin, ginagawa nyo, nagpa-participate kayo. So, sa pagpa-participate nyo, may nakukuha kayo feedback or rewards. So, ang learners or student, pag nakaka-receive sila ng feedback or rewards, gagawin nila ulit yung good behavior. So ano ba yung pagpa-participate? Diba good behavior? So gagawin yun nila kasi naka-receive sila ng positive result or yung rewards or feedback. So that's for B.F. Skinner. So now let's talk about Ivan Pavlov. Ivan Pavlov, learning occurs through association of stimuli. So for Ivan Pavlov naman class, so for him, nangyayari daw yung learning pag paulit-ulit natin ginagawa yung isang bagay. So, for example, yung yung experiment niya dati, may isang, may aso siya. Tapos, every time na nagpapakain siya ng aso, naglalawa yung aso pag nakakakita ng pagkain. So, and if ever na nagpapakain siya, nagpapatunog siya ng bell muna and saka kakain yung aso. So for the next na nangyari, every time nagpapakain siya, nag-ring lang siya ng bell, naglalaway na yung food. Gets nyo ba?
Yes
Something like
po.
So now, let's talk about psychological foundation of curriculum. Who can read, class?
Psychological foundation of curriculum focuses on how students learn and develop, using psychology to create lessons suited to their abilities and learning stages.
Okay, so for psychological foundation naman of curriculum, it focuses on how students learn and develop. Naka-focus daw kung paano yung isang learner or student na ma-develop or mag-learn. And also, it uses principles from psychology to guide teachers in designing lessons that match the needs, abilities, interests, and developmental stages of the learners. And these foundations help teachers understand on how learners think and process information, and also on how learning happens at different stages of development. We're talking about curriculum, kung paano natutulungan ng psychological foundation of curriculum yung mga teachers. And also, what teaching methods are most effective for learners. And like behaviorism and curriculum, sa psychological foundation of curriculum, we have also a philosophers or psychologists. So now, let's talk about Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget, for him, children think and learn in stages. So for him, Jean Piaget known for the theory of cognitive development. When we say cognitive development, ano yung pumapasok sa isip mo? Anyone? Okay, tama. When we say cognitive development, it is the process of how a person develop the ability to think. It means, ito yung proseso na kung paano mag-think yung isang bata. For example na dito, yung thinking, remembering, problem solving, and understanding information. So that's for Jean Piaget. So now, let's talk about Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky, learning develops through social interaction. So, for you guys, anong meaning nito guys? Anyone? Okay, Carol. Tama! So, when we say Lev Vygotsky, for him, nangyayari daw yung learning pag nakikipag-interact tayo sa ibang tao. Like for example, tayo, may iba't ibang intelligence tayo. So, it means, hindi lahat na, yung isang tao, hindi lahat ng bagay alam niya. So, pag nakikipag-interact tayo, may nakukuha tayong information each other. Gets lang? Okay. So, for the last one is Jerome Bruner. So, for Jerome Bruner, we can read. Okay, Janela.
Learning improves through discovery and active participation.
So, for Jerome Bruner naman, natututo daw tayo pag Jerome Bruner, no. Okay, when we say for Jerome Bruner, he believed that learning should involve discovery or active participation of students. Like ngayon, ginagawa nyo, nagpa-participate kayo, and also may nalalearn kayo from the teacher or from the, So that's all for favoritism and curriculum and also psychological foundation of curriculum. So next.
Okay, so before we start, what is cognition and curriculum? Anyone can read?
Cognition and curriculum focuses on how learners think, understand, and process information. Learning happens in the mind. Uses a logical and structured sequence of lessons step-by-step learning.
Emphasizes traditional academic subjects like math, science, history, language. Teachers apply cognitive strategies such as problem solving, critical thinking, and deep understanding.
Okay. This presentation explains the difference between the cognitive and the phenomenological curriculum. As a teacher, we use these approaches to understand how students learn. The cognitive curriculum focuses on thinking and understanding. It believes that learning happens in mind. So, lessons should be taught step by step so that ma-process sa ating mga mind. Hindi naman basta-basta matututo yung mga estudyante kung hindi mo sila tuturuan ng step by step. Phenomenology and curriculum. Anyone?
Me.
Volunteer?
Me.
Real.
Focuses on personal experience. Learning depends on how each learner understands the world. Learning is shaped by the individual's environment, feelings, and experiences. Recognizes that students interpret lessons differently. Goes beyond behavior and cognition by including emotions and personal meaning. Emphasizes real-life connection to make learning meaningful.
On the other hand, the phenomenological curriculum focuses on the personal experience of learners. It believes that students understand the lessons differently because of their feelings and environmental experience. Cognitive versus phenomenological. Cognitive curriculum focuses on thinking, logic, and clear understanding of concepts. Phenomenological curriculum focuses on personal meaning, experiences, and individual perspectives in learning.